Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, AJ Love, here bringing your NXT Super Tuesday Part 2 review. Was a solid show, or I wouldn't say solid, but was okay, I guess. It just wasn't that. I mean, Finn Balor versus Adam Cole for the vacant NXT Championship happened. Basically, sudden death. However, the show kind of faltered after. The wrong main event happened, as you can see by the thumbnail. And I'll tell you why as we get into the review. But thank you all for joining me. Hope you enjoy this review. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I would appreciate it. And let's get into the review, shall we? So, the show bizarrely started off with what should have been. It's like this show was ass backwards. Finn Balor versus Adam Cole for the NXT Championship started first, opened the show. The most important title on this brand should not open the show. Whatever. So, anyway, it was a pretty good match, but we've had a match between them two back when I believe it was either December or January where Adam Cole was the NXT champion and Finn Balor was challenging him then for the NXT championship. That was when Finn Balor was feuding with Johnny Gargano. But, this match was good for what it was. It was a backstabber by Cole for a 2, and a Shining Wizard for a near fall. Balor, he set up Cole in a chair by the timekeepers in the timekeepers area. I'm guessing went for a missile drop kick, but then was caught with a super kick. Finn Balor, he went for the coup de grace, but was countered into a figure 4 after a roll through by Cole. But Balor got to the rope. Balor then hit the corner drop kick and then the coup de grace for a 2 count. Then went for the 1916, but was countered back into the figure 4. And then Finn, he got a cradle for a 2 count. Adam Cole, he hit the last shot for a 2 count for a near fall. Then they were battling up on the top rope. Balor, he hit a 1916 DT off the top rope on Cole for the win. Solid victory, solid ending to this match. It just felt degrading to the title and Balor that it opened the show. Nonetheless, we got that the Prince is once again the NXT champion. He kind of knew it was going to happen because Balor, he's been directionless pretty much ever since the pandemic hit and restrictions. He was going to feud with Walter, but that happened. So, I mean, he's been in the direction of putting guys over. You know, Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes, I believe it was Dexter Loomis, who's currently injured. Yeah, in that triple threat. So, I mean, now his work pays off. And Cole, I mean, he's the longest reigning NXT champion. He held that title for over 400 days. So there's really no need to put the title back on him when the Undisputed Era is probably going to get called up to the main roster soon, which you hate, but it's probably inevitable. So Rhea Ripley was backstage. She got a promo on Mercedes Martinez. They actually built this up as the Battle of the Badasses, which was kind of corny, to be honest. It was iffy. So Finn Balor, who's backstage, he was congratulated by William Regal, Triple H, and Adam Cole. Respect. They gave the too sweet sign to each other. So, I mean, the level of respect between Adam Cole and Finn Balor. This was a weird. It started off a weird segment, but at the end, it was kind of intriguing. So Robert Stone, he was backstage with, I believe, Mackenzie Mitchell. He found the tank of Shotzi Blackheart, and he was about to destroy it with a bat. But then he was stopped by Shotzi Blackheart, and then he tried to ward off what it looked like he was about to do. And then she got ambushed by Aaliyah, who then a little back and forth between them, and then they went over to the other side of Full Sail near the arena. They toppled over a backdrop, and apparently on the other side, Io Shirai was having a photo shoot. So they interrupted Io Shirai, and then Aaliyah was trying to back off because Io Shirai looked upset. So then she tried to make amends, and then they brawled near the ring, and then Aaliyah, she was cornered by Io Shirai and Shotzi Blackheart. And then Robert Stone came in, missed for a splash, top rope crossbody. And then Shotzi Blackheart and Io Shirai both hit a splash on Aaliyah and Robert Stone. And then at the end, Shotzi, she had the belt to Io Shirai, but with restriction. Like maybe a tease that she wants the NXT Women's Championship, does Shotzi Blackheart. So is that. So we had the first part of this was pretty fun. The first part of the sit down between Tegan Knox and the Garganos, dinner at the Garganos. So Candice LeRae talked to Johnny. She said, be nice, because they're going to try to work things out. So Johnny was like, okay. So he let Tegan Knox in. He was playing up to the fact that how back when Tegan Knox and that little video package of Keith Lee and Mia Yim mimicking the dinner at the Gargano segment months ago, where Tegan Knox brought in a pizza. He's like, oh, no pizza this time. So Tegan was apologetic. Johnny, he was basically teasing with Tegan Knox, just like Johnny kind of being a dick, which is kind of what he is now. So then afterwards, so they sat down at the table, started talking. So we got from that. So that was the first part. Then you go from that to a Timothy Thatcher vignette, another training part video, because apparently next week we're getting Timothy Thatcher versus Damian Priest for the NXT North American Championship. Should be a fun match. Clash of styles. I don't see Timothy Thatcher winning, but it should be a nice match. So afterwards, we had Velveteen Dream versus some jobber. He won with a Dream Valley driver, which Vic Joseph called a Death Valley driver. Clearly, he's not that experienced with NXT as is Mauro Ranallo, which unfortunately won't be there anymore. But yeah, so Velveteen Dream won. He looked like he was going to take the mic after, but Kushida all of a sudden blindsided Velveteen Dream and then just attacked him. I liked it was kind of fire out of Kushida. Set up an armbar on Velveteen Dream with Velveteen Dream's arm up against the ring post. This was playing off the fact that in their North American Championship qualifier triple threat, whereas Velveteen Dream, Kushida, and Cameron Grimes, Velveteen Dream attacked Kushida after the bell. And so they're playing up that. I like this. Probably building toward a feud. Kushida is too talented to be sitting around doing nothing. And him and Velveteen Dream could chart out a few good matches. we had a little video package of Breezango previewed, talked about their winning the tag team titles. Talked about it was 5 years, and finally he did it. How and Imperium, they were previewing their rematch, tag team title rematch for next week. They said Imperium was a steak with no pizzazz. And Imperium said it's an embarrassment that Breezango are tag team champions, and next week their reign will be the shortest NXT tag team title reign ever. So yeah, next week we're gonna get a rematch between Imperium and Breezango. I love Imperium. I love Breezango. The tag team division is in flux. Is in shambles right now. Obviously, lack of teams. This is another reason why this is not the old NXT. Because in the old NXT, you had to win matches to get your rematch. And Imperium hasn't done anything. They attacked Breezango last week in their street fight against Legado del Fantasma, and it didn't work. Now they're getting a rematch. It should be another fun match, but I hope they don't hot potato the titles, because I know that NXT UK is resuming in a couple, and I believe a week or a couple weeks. I'm not sure, but we'll see. So then we cut back to part 2 there at the Garganos. So it was kind of awkward because Johnny Gargano was there. So Gargano said that he's going to finish up his dinner in his room. So then it left Candice Ray and Tegan Knox to talk. Tegan said she doesn't get the Gargano way, and Candice said that neither of them has changed, and Candice said to give it a chance. What do you have left to lose? So we cut from there. Then we have Bronson Reed versus Austin Theory. It's good to see Austin Theory back in NXT, but again, why is he there? No explanation. Bronson Reed, two exciting prospects in NXT. Austin Theory is still so young. He shouldn't have been on the main roster. He should have still been in NXT, owning his craft at a time when NXT is pretty much starving because Vince McMahon is so greedy to get pull talent from NXT and doesn't do anything with them. So, but this was an okay match. Bronson Reed hit a springboard elbow drop from the bottom rope on Reed for a, or excuse me, on Theory for a 2. He had a Death Valley driver on Theory for a near fall. Theory, there are a few times when he would try to pick up the Colossal, that's what they want to call him, not the thick boy anymore. The Colossal Bronson Reed, who's 330 pounds. I mean, that's no slouch to try to pick up. So Theory tried to pick him up a few times. He actually landed a backdrop on Theory, or excuse me, on Reed for a 2 count. Hit a rolling blockbuster for a near fall. Then Reed, or Theory, he tried to lift up Bronson Reed for his patented TKO finisher. However, he just couldn't do it. He fell over. Reed, he hit a senton to Theory, then hit his patented tsunami splash from the top rope for the win. Pin Theory 1, 2, 3. I mean, Austin Theory, his first match back in NXT, and he loses. I get it to an extent. At the same time, Bronson Reed, of course, he lost to Thatcher last week. Now he gets a little bit of revenge. Made a gesture that he wants gold. I would love to see the rematch between Bronson Reed and Damian Priest, assuming Damian Priest wins against Thatcher next week. So then we cut from that to Adam Cole being interviewed backstage by Mackenzie Mitchell. Talked about his respect he showed Balor after their match earlier. Cole said he does have respect for Balor. He's a good competitor, although you better hope he doesn't get another shot at the NXT Championship, however, because the outcome could be very different. And he said that is undisputed. So after that, we had Killian Dane versus Roderick Strong. This feud between the Undisputed Era and Killian Dane and Drake Maverick has been so odd to talk about. But this was okay. Killian Dane, he had a crossbody for a 2 count. And then Bobby Fish, he distracted Killian Dane. And then Roderick Strong, he hit a jumping knee strike. Covered Dane 1, 2, 3 for the win. Killian Dane is so very talented. I mean, I like seeing him back in NXT after all he was treated on SmackDown. However, the Beast of Belfast has not been pushed well, and I would love to have seen him pushed more prominently, but that has not been the case. So after the match, Drake Maverick, he thwarted off the Undisputed Era, or tried to, with Killing Dane. So then eventually they thwarted off Undisputed Era. Then Drake Maverick, he went over to Dane as he was about to leave the ring, tried to shake his hand, but Dane, he decked Drake Maverick and says he still only walks alone. I mean, like I said, I love Killing Dane. I don't want to see a tag team between Killing Dane and Drake Maverick. But at the same time, the tag team division is so desperate need of tag teams. So then, after that, we got the final part of Dinner at the Garganos with Tegan Nox. Candice LeRae and Tegan Nox, they did a toast, but then Candice LeRae said to her being the next NXT Women's Champion. And then Tegan Nox was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is it you being the next NXT Champion? And well, Candice kind of poked fun at Tegan for losing to Io Shirai. And then Tegan Nox poked fun at Candice. Candice, she threw a salad at Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox, she threw a thing of water in the face of Candice LeRae. Johnny, he came down. He saw what happened. They were arguing. Tegan Nox, she threw spaghetti on, or dumped spaghetti on top of Gargano's head. And then Candice LeRae, she threw a remote control at Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox ducked, and unfortunately, Candice LeRae messed up her and Johnny Gargano's TV. So then Tegan Nox left, and then Candice LeRae left to go after Tegan Nox, and Johnny was sad about the TV because it was all busted. So clearly, this feud between Candice LeRae and Tegan Nox is still brewing. I thought it was okay. I thought it was kind of corny-ish, but was okay, I guess. We cut from that to a promo of Damian Priest talking about his match. Sets sights on next week versus Timothy Thatcher. Like I said, it should be an interesting match. Damian Priest, though, I see retaining. I don't see them giving the title to Thatcher, especially since Damian Priest just won the title. So then we get to the main event. Rhea Ripley versus Mercedes Martinez. Battle of the Badasses. The main event, steel cage match. This was okay. There were some good spots, but when I look at Rhea Ripley, I can't help but think of that boring, that stupid decision to have her lose the NXT Women's Championship at WrestleMania to the android Charlotte Flair, when she had all this momentum going for her and she just plateaued. But this was fine. Mercedes Martinez, I mean, give or take with her. Yes, she's a badass in her own right, but I mean, This match started with Mercedes Martinez. She's going for weapons underneath the ring, and she was ambushed by Rhea Ripley at the start. So after that, they finally got into the cage. Some good spots. Robert Stone tried to get involved. Martinez, she hit a neck breaker off the top rope. The finish came when Rhea Ripley hit a riptide on Mercedes Martinez through a table off the top rope for the win. And that was basically how the show ended. Like I said, it's just difficult to take Rhea Ripley seriously right now, but so she vanquishes Mercedes Martinez. Now, what's next for both? I don't know. But I mean, this NXT is certainly not what it used to be. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll be back. Well, first off, if you're new, like and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. I'll be back next week with a sports overview topics, either Monday or Tuesday, depends how I feel for the review, or excuse me, for the episode, because NFL Week 1 of the 2020 season starts tonight and it ends Monday. So I guess we'll see. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm Angel Enough. I'll see y'all next week. Thank you all for tuning in and be safe.